Good morning and happy Monday. Today is June 1st, 2020, and today starts our 10th week of remote learning. You've been posting some amazing work, and I'm really so proud of you all. Your fun fact of the day is that E is the most common letter in the English language, and it appears in 11% of all words. The book I'm going to read for you today is nonfiction, and it's called The Bumblebee Queen, which means it's about, you guessed it, the Bumblebee Queen. All right. This book is also on Tumble Books Library. I've been really enjoying reading books here. And check out the name of the author, April Pulley Sayer. I'm noticing that is the same spelling as William's last name. The Bumblebee Queen begins the spring below ground and all alone. Bumblebees are native to North America, South America, Europe, and Asia. There are 250 bumblebee species. She digs out, she flies. Hungry, she seeks flowers. She drinks nectar with her long, hairy tongue. She begins to search behind the barn, beyond the lake. She buzzes around the bushes, between the fields. Bumblebees rarely sting, but they will sting in defense and can sting more than once. She's looking for a place to build her colony. A puddle? No. A bush? No. An old mouse nest? Yes. Bumblebees nest in the ground or in a sheltered, mossy, grassy place, such as old mouse nests or abandoned birdhouses. Queens have even nested in teapots. Now she prepares. She visits flowers and drinks nectar. She gathers pollen. She makes a waxy cup called her honey pot. In it, she stores nectar that she will eat on stormy days when it is not good weather for flying. The bee's body produces wax that squeezes out in little tiles from between the segments of her abdomen. She pulls off the tiles with her feet and then chews them to form her honey pot. She forms some of the pollen into lumps. She lays eggs in it and adds a wax covering. After the eggs hatch, the queen chews a small hole in the wax covering and pushes in food to the larvae. In 5 days, the eggs hatch. They are lumpy, plump larvae. No buzzing, no flying, just wiggling. The larvae eat pollen. The queen brings more. The larvae grow, wriggling and chewing. As the larvae grow bigger, the wax covering cracks. The queen repairs it and enlarges it. Then, one spring day, the larvae spin cocoons. The larvae spin cocoons 10 to 14 days after hatching. The outer layer of silk harden and yellow, so the larvae no longer need the wax covering of the pollen clump for protection. The queen gets rid of the extra wax. But the queen bee keeps working. She collects nectar, she gathers pollen, she lays more eggs. In between her other duties, the queen snuggles up to the new eggs. Heat from her body goes through a bare patch on her abdomen to warm the eggs. In 10 days, the cocoons ripen. The queen chews them open. Bees emerge, wings fanning. Now the queen has helpers. Worker bees are gray when they emerge, but their adult coloring starts to show in a few days. The new workers gather nectar and pollen to feed the larvae. The first worker bees of the season are the smallest. Later in the season, the worker bees are bigger. This may be partly because as the colony grows, more workers can gather more food for the larvae. Summer simmers. The colony grows. The queen lays more eggs. Some form workers. Some form drones. Some will become new queens. Workers are females that are smaller than the queen. Workers do the hive chores. Drones are stingless males whose only job is to mate to help produce next year's bees. A bumblebee colony can contain from 30 to 400 bees. In fall, night chill and flowers shrivel. The new queens and drones emerge from the hive. Scientists aren't sure what signals an egg to become a queen or a worker. Drones from many colonies zoom across the fields, dabbing drops of bee perfume. New queens follow the perfume highways to find drones and mate with them. Workers, drones, and queens all eat nectar. Any extra nectar that is not eaten by the bees right away is kept in honey pots. As water evaporates from nectar, it becomes honey. The new queens drink nectar, search for soft earth, then dig down to wait for spring. While underground from fall to spring, the new queens go without food, sometimes as long as 6 months between meals. But the workers, the drones, and the old queen bee stay above ground. They die. They cannot survive the cold. Old bee, queen of the bumblebees, won't see next spring come. But her daughters, the new queens, will fly across the fields and build colonies of their own. In northern Canada, the entire bumblebee season is only a few weeks long. But in the southern United States, colonies may last for many months. Near the equator, bumblebee colonies may live year-round. The end. All right, second graders. It's Monday, so that means that we have our whole class meeting at 10 o'clock. I hope to see you all there. I've been really enjoying catching up with you guys on Mondays and just hearing stories from the weekend and what you've been up to. So I hope to see you then, and have a wonderful day. Bye.